All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Miguel Fuentes coming at you. It is Influence Tribe Friday night. We are rocking and rolling here as always. The man, Scott Lindstrom, is joining us. And tonight we have a very special guest, somebody I'm super excited to be working with this evening. You know, I've been spending some time on his blog and really checking it out. And I got to tell you, if you haven't seen it, it's gorgeous. He's going to be modest and say that it's not, but it is absolute. It's a nice looking blog. Tonight, joining us, our special guest is Matthew Richards. He's coming all the way from the UK. So it's like 3 a.m. there or something, right?
Oh, 2 a.m., man. It feels like 3 a.m.
It's late there. And he is just so full of energy. And I just got to tell you a little bit about this guy before I bring him out and let him start sharing about building an audience on social media, because that's why we're all here tonight. We want to build a better audience. We want to get more eyes on the things that we're doing, because that's important. That's the crucial part of marketing of any kind. Network marketing, online marketing, you got to have people looking at your stuff. So pay attention tonight. Matthew is a former MMA fighter. That's impressive. Like I've read that about him. He's got pictures up there of him winning matches and like doing all this stuff. I'm like, wow, that is awesome. He's also a family man and has done extremely well inside of My Lead System Pro, currently sitting at L2, just an inch away from L3. I'm super excited to learn about what he's going to share with us tonight as far as building an audience. Guys, pay attention, and listen up. When you do get that feeling, that urge to move forward, because it always happens. It happens to everybody. You're going to be sitting here watching this thinking, man, how do I work with these guys? How do I get inside this system? How do I become part of this community? There's a big yellow button right to the side of wherever you're watching this hangout. If you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, there's a big yellow button off to the side. It says join the tribe. It's big yellow. Go click that button. Go click that button. You'll have an opportunity to be able to take a $10 test drive, join the Influence Tribe, be able to leverage these hangouts, leverage our influence, leverage the influence of the leaders that we bring on, and learn from them firsthand exactly how to grow your business on the internet. So there you go. When that does happen, when you do get that urge, that feeling, go click it, go check it out. Without further ado, I just want to bring out Matthew Richards. Matthew, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm awesome. Really excited to be on this live tonight. Bring some guys, bring you all some value, some content. Something that I'm really passionate about, is helping other people. So I'm excited for this evening. I can't wait to get it going.
So, Matthew, give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story. I kind of mentioned that you were involved with MMA as a fighter. Tell us the rest of your story. Like, how did you get to where you are now? And then let's jump into some content after that.
Well, to be honest with you, mate, before the whole beginning to build a business online or anything like that, I have no business acumen. I have no serious background. I'm not really. I worked in a warehouse. Before I looked at any sort of online business, I used to pack dog food and dog meat for 12 hours a day. I maybe sneak the odd chocolate here and there, but apart from that, my life and business wasn't really that great. My life was good, but I didn't have anything sort of fancy. But I had something inside me where I was like, one day I want to be a leader. One day I want to do something that's impressive, but I just didn't know what. MMA was one part of that. I had a phenomenal career. I was really, really happy with what I did. Pretty awesome. Won some gold medals, and I never actually lost in my MMA career, which was pretty awesome. So really competitive. And I even had the opportunity to train and spar with some people like Royce Gracie, and really, really proud of that. And I think that was an avenue for me to where I could build that. All eyes on me. I'm bigger and better than a warehouse. But then two kids came along, and it isn't really an ideal business to be in. That you work. I used to train 6-7 hours a day, coming back with black eyes and injuries, and I just didn't really think that was great for my kids. So I started to look at online methods, started to build businesses online. I was in network marketing for a year and a half before I branched into coaching. Fairly new to coaching and MLSP. I'm talking probably 4 to 5 months now. But finishing 2016 has been pretty phenomenal. I started this year, still packing dog food and chocolate, etc. And I finished, running numerous businesses online. Really proud, having great opportunities to reach out to, obviously overseas, to people like you, which is phenomenal for little old me. This guy who last year didn't have anything much going on for him. It's pretty impressive. I mean, heading over to Austin, Texas recently, lived the Dream 7. Obviously, if people was there, they'd know just how impressive that was. But even being on stage, picking up my leadership award, etc., it's been a crazy year. But as I say, nothing really fancy, nothing special, just somebody who has a vision, has a goal, and also willing to invest in themselves. I think that's probably the most important thing is, that is really, I think that's really what maps your future for you is one, how hard you work, and two, how much you're willing to invest in yourself, how much you're willing to learn. Those are probably the main things. So yeah, that's been it, man. Pretty insane year, but also very proud and happy.
That is awesome. I love that. In just this short time so let me get this right. So you started the beginning of the year, this year, 2016, working in a warehouse and packing dog food or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much as glorious as it got, man. I mean, I was still network marketing. I was building, me and my partner built a fairly respectable network marketing business. But at the same time, that's pretty much me. That's what I was doing, man.
That is fantastic. Because that's in 12 months, that's full time in your business. That's totally rocking it. That's some exceptional growth. What would you say your biggest turning point was on that journey to get to where you are now from that point, in that short amount of time?
Probably what I'm going to show a lot of you folk this evening. And that is literally saying, this is me, this is what I offer, come and check me out. As opposed to worrying about the marketplace, as opposed to worrying about what everybody else is doing. Like, oh, will this person listen to me because this person's saying this? Or will this person listen to me because you've already got this great leader that is doing great training? Forget all of that nonsense. Say, listen, this is me. This is what I offer. If you don't want to check that out, that's totally fine, but I'm not going anywhere anyway. I'm still going to be present constantly. I'm always going to be on social media, always going to be active. And I think just being in that position, it's really attracted people to me. Like great leaders and great people to work with. So that's probably the main thing, is not being afraid to just stand out, say, this is me. I'm not perfect. I'm not a polished stone. I've not done everything that I want to achieve yet, but here's where you can check me out. And if you are interested in my story, what I do, what I offer, then you know where to find me. And I think that is the most important thing for people, to start to brand yourself. Even if you've got a company with an amazing product that's been around for 400 million years and your product has to, it can solve everything, X, Y, Z. I understand all of that. I've heard it all before. But at the same time, what do you offer that is going to be different to everybody else? Like, I mean, me and you could say the exact same phrase. Like, we could do the exact same video with the exact same content. Some people will enjoy your point of view and some people will enjoy mine. But if we didn't both do that video, then one of us is doing injustice to our audience. And that is what I think is probably the main thing.
That's awesome. I love that. I love your commentary there about investing in yourself as well. It's extremely valuable and extremely important to be able to do that and do it on a regular basis. I mean, I have a mentor who likes to say, you have to purchase the seeds before you get to plant them. So yeah. It's absolutely true. Okay, so Matthew, let's jump into this, man. Scott, did you have anything before we go ahead and move forward?
No, we're doing really good, man. Take it away.
Awesome. Well, I'll put together a few slides this evening because a lot of what I do is visual. I'd rather show people what I do as opposed to tell people what I do. I mean, I'm really passionate about that. So hopefully, if I drop this screen share, it should work. Let's see. Okay, awesome. So obviously, as I said earlier, I've just put a few pictures up here so you can literally see where I've come from. Literally, born in the UK, as you know, working in that warehouse, top right hand corner, freezing cold warehouse, packing dog food, etc. Like to party, you know, I loved to party back then. Didn't, as I say, the main reason for this slide is I'm not one to tell a lot about my story, but I'm also going to show you exactly, you know, the effects of investing in yourself, the effects of standing out, the effects of saying, this is me, I'm willing to offer something a little bit extra, a little bit more. So yeah, I went into MMA, really successful, loved it, became a father, was still building network marketing, and then began to branch out as a coach, began to think, yeah, I love network marketing, but I just love working with network marketers. I love working with people who want to better their lives, people who want to make that change. And this has been the journey for me. As I say, you can see from these images, I'm not a polished stone, I'm not perfect, but by the end of these few slides, you're going to understand, maybe that's why my certain audience follow me, and maybe if they want someone more polished, somebody a little bit more perfect, who's had a bit of a better, I don't know, whatever it is, then they will follow those instead. And that's why I wanted to show this slide, is because it doesn't really matter where you come from or what you're doing right now. What's important is, are you passionate about what you do, and can you make an impact to other people? And I think that's probably the most important thing. So as I said, recently invested, went over to Live the Dream 7, because obviously I'm from the UK. This was a huge investment for me. You're probably talking about $2,000 in total for me to get over there, to pick up my award, but managed to link up with some of the people within this system, people like Ray Higdon, Todd Falcone, Mark Harbert, Rob Ford. These are people, Brian Finale, Norbert Orlowitz. I mean, these are just some of the leaders that we have in this system. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, what I learned within 2 to 3 days at this event probably eclipsed everything that I learned in the previous 2 years in my life. And absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it took me from that guy who was just literally doing home events, one-to-ones, meetings, alongside my job, you know, getting good results. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of my background, you know, but at the same time, you know, wasn't really getting those great results, wasn't really standing out, and definitely wasn't in the position that I'm in now as we close 2016. So definitely owe, one, this system, two, the people within it, and three, what I've learned in this system has really helped me to where I'm at today. And I'm going to show you some of the skills and that I've learned. But so basically, as I said, took me from this journey, and this is, I mean, these are the leaderboards. This is insane. If you look at some of the names that are on these leaderboards, and then you've got little old Matt Richards from UK, who, as I say, hasn't got a flashy background or nothing, but I'm on the leaderboard for business growth, you know, over 30-day and 90-day period with some pretty amazing people. I mean, these are people that I've followed for over a year, watching videos, and I'm ranking in the same leaderboards. So pretty phenomenal, but also shows you exactly the power of investing in yourself, the power of standing out and learning something new and branding yourself. So let's get into this social media content. Let's get into what I really want to get into this evening. I'll give you guys some wicked value. So first and foremost, I see quite a lot is people trying to constantly sell things on social media. I mean, let's remember one thing. People don't log on social media with a credit card in their hand. If people want to buy something there and then, people tend to check out Google or tend to check out YouTube, or, you know, not so much buy, but if they want to know something straight away, they will probably check out YouTube. How many people here have literally, you know, you're not quite sure how to do something, so you YouTube a video and check out how to do it? Or maybe you're unsure on something, so you check out Google and ask Google, right? We ask Google everything now, like, what's the name of this song? That Google will listen to the song and tell you the song. Literally, it's amazing what we've got now, but people definitely don't always come on social media to buy something. You know, they're coming on for entertainment, to connect with people, or to be nosy. You know, there's just nosy people out there. Let's see what Matt's getting up to. Let's see Miguel's getting up to. Let's see what those guys getting up to here and there. You know, it's one of those things. So what I'm going to show you tonight is how to engage with an audience, how to fall into these brackets of entertainment, connecting, and picking up those nosy people, but then also taking them on a journey, and really, you know, getting it to a point where you built up a respect and rapport, that when you come to make sales, it's fairly easy. It's simple, basically. But what all you're doing is recommending a product to your friends. You're there to help them out, and that's the journey we're going to take people through. So another thing I see on social media is people posting the similar things all the time. You know, like a lot of the same stuff, maybe a lot of quotes, maybe a lot of links, maybe a lot of, I don't know, pictures of their dogs, whatever. I mean, all of that is fine, but it's very robotic. You know, I think to stand out in social media that you need to be, although it's good to be true to who you are and your brand, at the same time, show that you're not a robot, show that you're interested in different things, show that you have a life, show that you're passionate about different things, different areas. I mean, here's just some of the quotes. I mean, you can take a screenshot of this if you like, or whatever, if the guys want to steal it and put it up in the team page, whatever. But here's a few things that you could do, or some ideas that you could use to post on social media. So motivational, I'm sure a lot of people already do this, you know, offering value content to your market. You know, especially on a Monday, that's a good time for me. I always think, right, let's go, let's crack on with the week ahead. Positive quotes, we see those a lot. I'm going to go through those in a later slide, something that I do. Inspiration, I don't need to explain a lot of this, but how-tos on various needs. So think about the needs of your market. What do they want? And give them what they want, or give them a how-to or an A to Z to get exactly what they want. That is effective. That builds an audience. If people are used to coming to you to get value, get content, to get those breakthroughs, then they're going to keep coming back for more. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. Personal, family, and team adventure. You know, show that you have a life outside of your business. Show that you live a life, you're happy, etc. Entertainment. I'm going to show you some slides for these. Entertainment, comedy, make people laugh. I mean, I drop the odd joke here and there, but I think, you know, you change people's state when you make them laugh. You don't know, there's something called a preoccupation barrier. Now, this is something where when people log on to social media, you have no idea what mood they're in when they're reading your posts, or what mood they're in when they're watching your video. You can't control that. What you can control, though, is what you do. So if you've got the ability to make people laugh, drop a joke, you know, get people to smile, then it's almost like you're making them forget that feeling what they had before they logged on. And that is a big thing, because as I say, you can't control that. You can only control what's going on your social media. So comedy is a massive one for me. And if anybody follows me on Facebook, you'll see that a lot. I love to make people laugh. If you check out my lives, I love to make people laugh. It's just one of those things. Trivia, ask people questions, see what they think. Controversy, in brackets, be careful here. I mean, obviously you had the presidential election recently. You've got obviously politics back here in the UK. It's good to have an opinion. It's good to be a little bit controversial, but obviously be careful with that, because you have to bear in mind your brand as well if you're too strong with your views. So controversy is good, but be careful with it. Social proof of success. I mean, I get ridiculous inboxes when I post, like tonight, I'm doing my first international interview or training, and I've put this on my Facebook. I've had inboxes all day. So social proof of your success, show that you're having breakthroughs, show your team's success. Piggyback marketing, I love this one. I mean, if somebody's got a bigger brand than you, or you can be associated with someone and build your brand further, this is the power of these Live the Dream events. This is the power of the system we have. We are locking arms with some of the best people in the world. I mean, recently in Austin, Texas, it allowed me to go out and get an interview with Ray Higdon. It allowed me to have a beer with Ray Higdon. It allowed me to, you know, hang about, talk about our daughters, talk about my son, and act like it was pretty insane. It's surreal, but also he's got a bigger brand than me. So when my market look at me hanging out with somebody like that, having a beer, and discussing ideas, having interviews, that is powerful for me. That builds me. That is marketing by association. You know, if you've got something around you that has got a bigger brand than you, then leverage it. You know, make the most of it. Value or content, biggie. You know, what do you offer your market? How can you stand out? So I'm going to quickly fire through some examples of my posts, because I like to show people what I do, not just tell them. So here's 8 quick examples. So obviously you got lifestyle. There's me, my partner, and my son out at like a baby event, you know, out in the public. Value or video, so offering content to my audience, literally short and sweet, simple. You've got my link in there for where people can find more information. Business related, as you can see, I've created my own image. I'm going to go through this again later on, but business related posts are totally fine. But as I say, these are all just designed to be mixed up and to use as and when. Family, you know, I prove to people I'm a family man. I love my family. You know, my two kids, my partner, my world. The main reason I do everything what I do. And I think by posting your family, it gives people an insight into your life, because that's what social media is. It's an insight into your life. It is the equivalent of people getting an understanding and people living their life with you. And I think that's important for your audience, because it brings people into your world, and that's what you want, because social media is so noisy. There's so many people demanding attention, and this stuff what you've got this evening will bring people into your world. If you're bringing people into your world, then you know it's up to you then to obviously offer them value and content, and eventually look to make sales, eventually look to build that audience, that respect, that rapport, to help people. I mean, the thing is with a sale, it's great to make the money, but you need to be helping people. You need to be offering the value or service to be worth the money that you're taking, and you begin to do that a lot easier when you're bringing people into your world. Success is the award on stage I talked about recently. Show others that you're having breakthroughs. That is really important to inspire people. And inspirational motivation, as you can see, creating my own image, my own quote. Actually, the quote's not mine, but I've created my own image with my own personal branding, my own background. Absolute key, I think. I'm going to go through this a little bit later on, and why it's so important. Fun and comedy, as I said, here's my lad who managed to get hold of some chocolate, and you know it wasn't the one I packed, but yeah, you can see he's made a bit of a mess himself. But fun and comedy, show the people that you're having a laugh. You know, you have fun in your life. And trivia. When I said trivia earlier, I mean this is this is basically some of the trivia that I come through. Car keys gone missing. I've checked the bin, the cooker, the freezer, the toilet, the washing basket. Anybody else with toddlers got any suggestions? Now, if you've got kids and you've lost your car keys, you know exactly where I'm coming from here. But as you can see, it's a bit of trivia, but a bit of comedy as well. Just showing people, hey, you know, I'm a human being. I'm not just this business robot. You know, I'm here to have fun, just like you guys. So, as I said earlier, about creating images and things like that, don't be a lazy marketer. I mean, this is so important. I see people basically when they see another successful post, or they see somebody else doing great on a post. I've had it where people copy my post word for word and copy the image. I mean, although it's flattering and it's great, it shows that I'm impacting people. At the same time, it's fairly lazy on their behalf when they could create their own content based on what they've seen, and you know, put their own branding on the back of it. So don't ever be a lazy marketer. If you see something that is a good idea, or you see something that you like, put your own spin on it, because your audience are following you for your spin. They're not following you for somebody else's content, because if they wanted somebody else's content, then they would just follow those instead. So that's what your audience are waiting for, your spin. So create your own quote. If you're one of these people who put quotes on Facebook or quotes on Instagram or whatever, create your own. I mean, Google's great. You'll find some great pictures, great quotes, but they're not yours. There's none of your branding on there. There's nothing to say to people, hey, this is what I offer. So you can create images on canva.com if you're on a laptop, or if you're on your phone, something called PhotoGrid. I can create an image in less than 2 minutes. So there's no real need for me to copy anybody else's when I can create my own image in 2 minutes, whack my website on the bottom of it, and just get that free extra bit of traffic, that passive. It's just playing on people's minds constantly. Think of, I mean, okay, so maybe I'm being a little bit controversial, but think Donald Trump recently in America. No, I'm not backing him or saying, hey, vote for him or anything like that. Forget what he says, but he was present everywhere in the world. He was just there all the time. I mean, even in the UK, he was on our televisions constantly, talked about all over Facebook. And it's crazy that with your brand, you could create this. I mean, obviously, he's throwing millions and millions of dollars into it, but act as if the same, be present all the time. And one thing that you can do is constantly keep putting your watermark or your link on your quotes, etc., because you're constantly playing on people's minds. They may not click the link from day one. They may not click your website, but if they see your website enough, you're impacting enough people on a regular basis. They're seeing, I don't know, the Matt Richards pop up on a regular basis. Eventually, they're going to think, okay, I've seen this a lot now. I'm going to start to take a little interest, or I'm going to start to click that site. And it just shows that, and Grant Cardone is awesome for this as well. I'm going to show you a couple of slides later on, but definitely be present as much as possible. So if you can add a watermark on an image, maybe it shares, maybe it goes viral. That's great for your website. If you share an image and it goes viral, it's great for somebody else's website. So, you know, if you've got an opportunity to create something, create something. Watermark images, be inspired, don't be a copycat. So I see a lot now where people will literally copy a post word for word, like literally word for word. I mean, if somebody's had a great idea and it's unique, the more that people copy it, the less unique it becomes. So you're actually damaging the post and also your engagement, because people have probably seen that same post 10, 20 times today. I mean, I see this a lot in network marketing where people will do something, I don't know, like, hey, miracle pill offer of the week or something. I don't know, I'm just making this up. But then all of their team members will copy the exact same post with the exact same background, with the exact same writing. If it's an offer of the week and it's a special offer and it's a one-time offer, why is there 30 people promoting it? To me, that tells me it's desperate. I mean, I'm looking now from my point of view, it's all of a sudden gone from a special offer to, hey, this is desperation. This is being offered by a lot of people, huge discounts. And that's the way I think. And I always think to myself, think how the audience would think. Every single time you post on social media, it doesn't matter what you think what your audience are thinking. And that's with every post, every single word you write, because people are following you. And if you can think like that, that is definitely powerful, because you can put a lot more into understanding and thought into what you do. Be interested to be interesting. I mean, if you want more likes, like more people's stuff. If you want more comments, comment on more people's posts, not just for algorithm. I mean, this is something that I promote a lot in my social media bootcamp, is when you set up your profile in the correct way, or you set up your profile that's eye-catching or grabs attention, every time you leave a comment, that is the equivalent of posting a business card on somebody's page. I mean, that sounds insane, but that is the power of social media. If you've got an attractive image, an attractive profile, if you're standing out, every single like and comment you make is showing up on other people's feeds, is showing up on other people's walls. It's like just running around with a big box of leaflets, throwing them around. You know, it's insane. Why wouldn't you do that? Be active as often as possible and take an interest in other people's lives. And if you take an interest in other people, I can guarantee that they'll start to take an interest in you. And that is really, really important. So I've made this quick diagram. And this is for creating content or creating value. So maybe you're a coach, or maybe you're looking to work with certain people in a certain niche. This is geared more towards network marketers. So me as a coach, this is geared more towards network marketers. So what we've got here, on the left hand side, we've got short term. On the right hand side, we've got long term. At the top, we've got positive. At the bottom, we've got negative. So we've got wants, desires, frustrations, and fears. Okay, so me as a coach, I understand that my market wants sales strategy, how to close and recruit, mindset, more leads, more income, effective branding, and more direction with what they do. Now, frustrations tend to be the opposite of this. So they can't sell, they can't close, they lack self-belief, cannot generate leads, can't afford the wanted luxuries, no passive prospects. So there's one thing, I mean, this is something that people who use this system are really blessed with. We have things called passive prospecting campaigns, or we have that passive prospecting where you tend to attract people to you, you know, by the use of funnels, blogs, websites. It brings people to you. Now, I did network marketing for 1.5 years. I love network marketing, but one thing I didn't like was sending out 20, 30 messages a day. It was exhausting. It was hard work. Turn up to one-to-ones, turn up to coffee meetings, heading out to contact marketing. I've never been a massive fan of that. Now, I'm not slating it here on this webinar, but it just wasn't for me. So passive prospecting is absolute key. And people are just not sure how, but these are short-term wants or frustrations in your market. So if you want impact, if you want to impact people tend to be looking for information when they're frustrated now. I'm not looking for information to grow my business because I'm worried about the mansion that I've got on my dream board. I'm worried about how to grow my business and get more sales because I've got a bill to pay at the end of this month. So when I'm creating a piece of eye-catching content that's going to stand out, think of short-term goals that people have. Think of short-term wants. Like if you say to people, hey, I'll show you how to get a mansion, people can't, you're basically relying on that person having vision. You're relying on that person understanding how to get there, understanding what it is exactly that they want. And I think that's something I see a lot now is people promise the big picture, and what that does, it disengages their audience away from them even further, because your audience maybe isn't getting results already. Maybe they're unsure, maybe they're lacking self-belief. And by you saying it's easy, or by you saying, hey, I can change your life, it's sort of like there's a big gap there between them and you. They already feel that way. But the way you're portraying is showing constant long-term, maybe it feels them a little bit more frustrated about their current results. And that is the area where if you're posting an advert, if you're posting content, you're doing a Facebook Live, think about what people want now, because they're going to check it out right there, right then. Because if I say, hey, okay, we're moving into December now, I'm going to show you guys how to double your income ready for Christmas and pay for all your kids' presents. How does that sound? People will be checking that out. You know, people are like, yeah, Christmas is coming up. It's stressful. I need some money. My kids, you know, maybe their kids cost as much as mine do, and they need some extra cash, or they need some extra results in their business. So I know if I create that content, then I'm going to get engagement. If I say to people, hey, who'd be interested in having a mansion in the next 10 years? It's like, yeah, it's great, but it's not impact. It's not now. It's not understanding the frustrations of wants of people today. So when you obviously, it's still good to bear in mind the long term when you come to do your pitch, or you come to talk to people about what you offer, how you can help people break through in business or bring people into your opportunity. Obviously, long-term vision is important. So this part of the diagram, think of the desires of your target market. So residual income, time freedom, quit the job. I'm not going to run through them all, but you can see. So what this diagram is designed for, don't forget, this is me thinking as a coach, working with network marketers. You could create your own diagram. If you're a network marketer, think of your target market. Maybe you work with moms. Some of their short-term wants is, hey, I don't want to go back to work at the end of maternity. Or, hey, I really want to treat my kids to a good Christmas. You know, and that's this diagram can work for anything, but I think a diagram like this really helps you to understand what your audience wants, and I think that is absolute key. So timing and the amount of posts on social media. So a minimum of 2 to 3 posts a day. I post more. As I said earlier, I follow a guy called Grant Cardone, and if any of you haven't listened to the 10x rule yet, that is probably the main reason where I am today. Is the 10x rule. It's a phenomenal. Get the audio. Don't get the book. Get the audio, because Grant's got away with words. It's hilarious in my opinion. You don't resonate with everybody, but one thing he believes in is being present all the time. Like, I mean, this is religious, but omnipresence. We consider that with being a God, being everywhere all at once. I'm not a religious person, but I've studied, understand it. So being present in all places at once. Now, you can do that within your business. You can be present constantly on Facebook. You can be present constantly on your website, your blog. You can be present on YouTube. You can be present on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you use, but create the omnipresence. Like, I want people to be sick of hearing my name. I mean, like, that sounds insane, but I want people to be fed up of hearing my name, because I know then I'm impacting enough people. I'm out there, I'm showing that. And ultimately, the biggest business killer right here, right now, is obscurity. People don't know who you are. You're not standing out. You're not saying, hey, this is me. And the more you can post, the more that you can stand out and say, hey, I'm here. I'm still active. I'm still rocking and rolling with, you know, the strategies that I gave you earlier. You're constantly playing on people's mind, and it's so important. So minimum of 2 to 3 posts a day. Think about the activity times of your target market. So if I'm looking to sell products, I'm looking to grab people's attention. Some of the people I work with may have jobs. So I'm thinking I want to grab them at breakfast time before they go to work. I want to catch them at lunchtime while they're on the lunch break, or I want to post at dinner or evening time when their kids are in bed, etc. So think about the times that your audience is on social media. And if you can think about that, that's when you want to post. That's when you want to stand out. That's when you want to be doing your lives, because you know they're there. You know they're present. Think about the time. Think about the time that you post certain posts as well. I mean, for example, we've just came to the end of a month. A lot of people get paid at the end of the month. A lot of people, have a lot of extra cash come towards the end of a month. So if you've got a product that you're looking to sell, or a more expensive product, or something that is of high value, then it's a pretty good time to think about the paydays of your clients. Think about the times where people actually have money in their pockets. Like, for example, if you're trying to sell a product on Christmas Day, then people probably aren't going to be really interested in it. They're having time with their family, and if they're anything like me, they think, damn, I've spent enough in the last week. I've got Action Men's and Frozen dolls and all sorts lying around in my living room, thinking, damn, I've gone all out this Christmas. That's the way I work. My kids have everything, every last penny. They take the lot. So the last thing on my mind would be buying a course on Christmas morning, that's being extreme, but it's just an example. Think about the time of your posts. Always show up, as I said earlier. Be present no matter what. I actually get agitated if I've not done a live, or if I've not showed up today for my audience, and I'll go out and make myself do it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not present that day and somebody needs the content or value that you're ready to give, then they're going to check somebody else out. You could have potentially lost that person forever. They check somebody else out, they resonate with them, they follow them on a regular basis. You've lost the client because you didn't show up. And that, to me, I couldn't live with that. I don't know about you or listening in. But honestly, if you can show up every single day, you're maximizing in the chance that you're going to hold your audience. Re-edit links to old posts. I love this. This is a little bit ninja stuff we got here now. I love this. If you've got a post that's got tons of engagement, like 60, 70 comments, it's a little bit sneaky, but what I love to do is I edit the post, drop a link to something, either a blog, capture page, as long as it's congruent. It's not like, hey, I'm here at the park. Everybody's, hey, great park, and then you post a link to your blog. It's a little bit forced. But if you've done a post on, I don't know, like a Facebook Live about recruiting, and you've got tons and tons of comments, literally what I do is I will post, I will edit the post, post a link to something that is congruent, so a recruiting blog or recruiting strategy, post that link, and then I'll drop a comment. So everybody who's commented above me, get that rebuff back in the notifications. They click on it and they see my link right there and then. Ninja stuff, I love that one. I'll get so many leads and ask questions from stuff like that, or new people checking out my blog. It's pretty awesome and so simple to do. So I'm going to skim through Facebook Live because I know some people have done some webinars on it recently, but Facebook Live is the new soaps. It's showing up. It's like, I don't know if you've probably not heard of like Coronation Street or EastEnders over in the USA, but over here those are like the massive programs. Those are like the go-to programs on television. And people check in every single day to see like what Tracy's doing with her kids on television, or hey, did anyone find out who killed John in the shop, or whatever. And you can create that on social Facebook Live now. People check into you, see what you offer, see what's going on in your life. You can create that soap. I mean, I have conversations with my audience. They're like, hey, Matt, how was the dentist yesterday? Hey, how was it last week at your park? Hope it was great. Oh, saw that your kids wasn't very well recently. How are they? It's like a soap. It's like they're keeping up with my life, and that's powerful. Be yourself 100% on all your lives. What you're listening to me tonight, this is exactly what I'm like on my lives. I'm energetic. I'm dropping jokes. I'm resonating with the audience as best I can. But literally be yourself 100% of the time. I'm not a posh guy. As I said, I came from a warehouse, so I don't have the poshest of language. Obviously, I bear in mind when other people are listening from other countries, but at the same time, be yourself. Don't try and be something that you're not. Don't try and force something. Have a set time like the soap. So my lives are 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m. Now, people would think, hey, people are going to bed at that time. But because I'm regular at 10 p.m., I have people waiting up to listen to my lives. I have people who like, Matt, I should be in bed at 9, but I wait up till 10 to be on your lives. That is because, hey, I'm here. This is the time I'm going live. Come and check it out. It isn't like, hey, this is erratic times, I'm going live at this time, then this time, then this time. So people don't know when and where to find you. So having a set time for your most important lives is important. Obviously, do your bits in between if you're at an event or you're at the park and you want to give a little bit of value here and there. But your main lives, your main videos, have them at a set time. Ask for people to comment if they get value. So one thing I'll say is, hey, drop a 1 in the comments if you got value. The more comments that people see on a Facebook Live who haven't yet seen it, like, for example, if there's a Facebook Live with 2 comments, then you're going to be a lot less likely to watch it than a Facebook Live with 100 comments. So try to get your audience to engage, to comment, to like as often as possible. Call people to action. Hey, if you're getting value, drop a like or a comment. Or hey, if you're getting value, drop a 1 in the box below. Hey, if you've struggled with the same stuff that I'm talking about now, drop a 1 in the comments. I'm building my comments. Don't worry about being flawless. If you make a mistake, that's the beauty of live. You can make mistakes and just laugh them off. I mean, I've literally done a live, spoke, and then forgot what I was going to say next. And I've just said to people, I hate to say it to you guys, you know, I know we've got like 20 people listening in here, but I forgot what I was going to talk about. I feel like I've been Men in Black flashy thing, you know, and I made a bit of a joke about it, but it wasn't flawless. It wasn't perfect. I forgot my lines. But then because I laughed it off and because I worked through it, I had a comment that triggered my mind into what I was talking about. So don't worry about being flawless, and live is a lot easier than normal video. If anybody's listening in has ever built a funnel, done an intro video or maybe a video for a blog, it has to be pretty spot on. You know, you can't really afford to be making mistakes or Men in Black flashy things and forgetting what you're talking about. So I tend to have like 3 to 4 takes on some videos when I'm doing them, normal videos, you know, for blogs, etc. But when I'm doing a live, it's just 1 take, you know, and I'll laugh off mistakes. So don't worry about being perfect. So the easy icebreaker, I love this as well. So simple, so overlooked. People overcomplicate social media so much. I think back to my network marketing training where people would tell me to, hey, take a look through people's profiles, see what they're interested in, and make a comment. So yeah, that's okay. Hey, that looks like a great holiday, or hey, great dress. You know, the women used to use, probably a little bit awkward for a guy. I wouldn't use that one, but you know, I think it's okay. But sometimes a little bit forced. They're like, oh, what does this person want? So this is the easiest icebreaker I've got for you. I mean, it's so simple. Create the content that your audience wants. Every time they like or comment, inbox them and say, hey, thanks for the like. Hey, thanks for the comment. How's your day? I don't need any other icebreaker than that. That exact icebreaker, that exact line has recruited me 8 people in 5 days. And that is, how simple is it? I mean, why do people overcomplicate things? If somebody has liked or commented your status, they have already broken the ice. So why do you need the perfect line or the perfect sentence to drop back to them? They've broken the ice. They have made initial contact with you. They have said, yes, I'm interested in what you're offering, what you're saying, what you're doing, what you've posted. So you can literally just inbox them and say, hey, thanks for like or comment. How's your day been? How's your weekend been? It's insane. You know, it's pretty simple. But you start doing this within your audience and watch how powerful it is. Another thing is, once you get to that point, once you begin to make contact, at the same time, be aware that I mean, I love getting leads. I love generating leads, but ultimately what you need is buyers. If you have a product, what you need is buyers. I'd rather have a list of 300 buyers than 1,000 leads and me having to sort out through so many people who are just after free content all the time. I mean, I give away probably 90% free content. You know, I'm always giving out content, but at the same time, the 10% that I hold back, I've invested thousands in it. You know, as I said, it cost me thousands to go to Austin, Texas recently. That's just one investment. I spent thousands in my personal development, spent hundreds of hours reading books, watching videos, etc. So the 10% that I have and hold back, I want to make money on it. I want to monetize it, make it worth it. So I qualified people in my audience with either a questionnaire or a $10 offer. The amount of money people invest is not important. It's the fact that they've pulled their credit card out of their pocket and they've made a purchase. That could be $1. It doesn't matter. The actual action of taking their card out of their pocket is what is important. That person is a buyer. Whether it's $1,000 product or a $1 product, it doesn't matter. that person is a buyer, and I'd rather speak to a buyer than somebody who's been following my content for 12 months and just after all the free stuff. And when I recommend a $5 product, you know, they're not too happy, or, hey, I'm not willing to invest that. You know, I mean, if you're a business person, you know, qualify it the people who are interested in your, I mean, the people who are after the free stuff can still follow you anyway. You're not going to block and delete them. You know, one day they may come back. But if you're looking to build a business, qualify it your buyers. You can do this with a questionnaire, surveymonkey.com or woofu.com. Create a questionnaire. One of the questions I ask people, how much do you spend a year in personal development? If somebody says £50 a year, or I don't know, $70, whatever a year, then it's probably unlikely that they're going to invest in my, I don't know, $1,000 product, or it's unlikely that they're going to invest in my, I mean, you can't write people off. But if I've got a long list of people saying, hey, I invest $10,000 a year, I'm going to talk or prioritize those people first before the people who say I invest $50 a year. That is, once you've done the easiest icebreaker, once you've made that icebreaker, the next thing is qualifying people out, finding their wants, frustrations, needs, and qualifying them. One, you know, can you help them? That is the main thing. Two, can your product or service give them, you know, give them what they want? And three, is this person willing to invest in what it is that you offer? And then get on the phone. The phone is the most lethal weapon. I mean, I love the phone. There's things in terms of a conversation, in terms of closing people, you've got to bear in mind tonal patterns, or the speed of your voice, the tempo. People can sense enthusiasm, excitement, etc. We can't get that on a messenger. I love Facebook, I love social media, but it's an initial point of contact. What you take people after that, that is where you do your business. You don't close people through Messenger. You close people through a phone, or you close people through, I don't know, a funnel, or somewhere where people can see you or hear you, or maybe a webinar. Like this evening, we've got a webinar going on. You can hear my passion in what I do. You can hear my various tonal patterns. You can hear that I'm fairly upbeat about what I'm doing. If I was talking to you like, hey, check out, get on the phone. Okay, then once you get on the phone, try to get people to buy your $10 off. If I was speaking like that, you guys would have probably switched off like within the first 10 minutes. I probably was. So get on the phone, show people you're excited about what you offer. Always be specific with your times. If you're a busy business person, or you're trying to portray that online on social media, if someone says, hey, can I have a phone call with you? You can't say, hey, anytime, I'm free anytime, let's go. You're supposed to be a business person. You're supposed to be somebody who's building a business, somebody who's got a lot of work going on. So have specific times. Hey, I'm free Tuesday or Thursday, you know, either 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. How does that sound? Could you choose one of those? You know, so be specific with your times when you're booking phone calls. Offer your phone number first. I mean, people say to me, Matt, I struggle to get phone numbers. The reason why you struggle to get phone numbers is because you ask for them. And how crazy does that sound? You know, that saying, my nana always used to say to me, if you don't ask, you don't get. That is true when you're asking for a piece of cake, but when you're asking for somebody's phone number, if they're not quite sure who you are, or you haven't quite got that trust and rapport there, you won't always get it. So what I do is offer my phone number first. Hey, here's my phone number, 0781, etc. I'm not going to give my phone number away. 0781, etc. Give me a quick call, or hey, what's your phone number? You know, here's my phone number. What is yours? So it's a lot like a handshake. You offer your hand first, and then they give it back. They feel obliged to shake your hand because you've made an offer first. Whereas if I turn around and said, hey, give your hand and I'll shake it, it sounds a bit weird, you know, but you're probably going to put people off. Set deadlines. So if you sent a video that is 30 minutes long, I mean, I do this a lot on the phone. I'll say, have you got 30 minutes spare? Yes, Matt, I have. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a video that is 30 minutes long. If you could put down that phone, watch it right now. I'm going to call you back in 40 minutes and see what you think. No problem at all, fine. What people do when they send links on social media or videos, etc., is they leave an open-ended deadline. It's like, hey, here's the video. Let me know when you've checked it out. That person will find every single excuse not to watch your video, or maybe they will watch it, but they won't get back to you as quick as you'd like them to. So set a deadline. So we bring this in for a landing now. I just want to make people aware of a boot camp that I do run. This is totally free unless you purchase the fast track. So at least you're going to show, if you got some value from this tonight, this is just a snippet of what I offer on this 7-day program. So I help you build your brand in 7 days or less. The exact methods I use to sponsor as many as 8 people in 5 days. Now the program is free for 7 days. It's a 7-day program. You get sent a video each day, 15 to 20 minutes long. And that is it basically. But you can purchase a fast track if you want results, like literally within a day or two, and not have to wait 7 days. You can pay that $10 and get a fast track. You get all of the content sent in one hit. So you can read out the content, 2 hours worth of content, get it done, and be getting results the same day. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty good investment for me. And I also throw in a quick coaching call as well, as a bit of an added bonus. So it's pretty awesome offer, but it's a step-by-step process to audience building on Facebook. So if you got some content or value from this, or you've made some notes, then this is just a small snippet. And position yourself as an authority, stand out, be that person to go to. So yeah, that's it for those slides. I'm gonna obviously invite. I feel like I've taken over, but I'm gonna invite the guys back on, see what they think, see what they thought.
That was extreme. That was awesome. So I'm like, wow, where do I start? Like right there, the 7-day boot camp, build your brand in 7 days. That's incredible. That's very, very helpful for a lot of people, especially if you're brand new on the internet. You have no idea how to do it. What do I do? Where do I start? How about you build your brand in 7 days? Done. Easy. I love that. Fantastic. I'm a lot like you. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Grant Cardone. The 10X rule is essential. If you haven't read it or done it or gotten into that one, and I got the audio too. And that guy, he's always got some quip or something to say about something in there. So yeah, I agree. That is awesome. Scott, did you have a question, or I'm gonna ask more questions if you don't?
Yeah, I wanted to know, when you were going through this process of Facebook, are all the posts that you're doing, how do you know which ones to post on your profile and which ones to post on your business page?
My business page, I don't tend to post a lot of lifestyle. I tend to be, hey, my business page is my business page. And I think it's important that when people make that initial contact with you, they can understand exactly what it is that you offer from the off, because you probably do this yourself on Facebook. You click on somebody's page, you probably give them 10 seconds at a push. If there isn't something there that grabs your attention, you jump straight back off. So I think it's important that they don't have to scroll through like 10 pictures of you with your family at the park or whatever. And they can sort of say, hey, I'm interested in this. This is what he's offering. I'm going to check this out. And that's probably the way I run things. And also think of, obviously you've got Facebook ads as well. If there's something that you think is a juicy piece of content or something that you think is going to grab a lot of attention, drop it on your business page so you can hit that boost post. You know, it's cost you like a few dollars or a couple of pounds a day, and reach out to a whole new audience. That's the way I tend to play things. I know that helps.
Great.
Yeah. Awesome. You know, Matthew, like we both kind of read the 10X rule. You know, Grant Cardone, it's a great book. How do you recommend people really get into that mindset or even start taking that level of action? Because that's really what the book is all about. It's about massive action, like work your face off kind of action. So it's definitely right there. Like, how do you help people get into that motion and get into that state?
I mean, this will probably sound a little bit harsh, but I promise this will work. I don't care what your goal is or what your dreams are, whatever. This will work. It sounds harsh, but it's something that has impact. Like, this is something that works. Whatever your goals are, say you're working for your kids, or say you're working for your future, you're not happy where you are right now and you want to build a better future for your children. The day you decide to take off, the day that you decide not to take action, or the day you decide not to give your best, open up your diary and begin to write a sentence. Today, I am not willing to work for my children's future. Now, that is like a whack. That is like a smack in the face. But I'll tell you exactly what that's going to do. You will write 2 words and you won't allow yourself to finish that sentence. You will drop the pen and you'll get doing what you need to get done. And I think that smack in the face sometimes is something we all need. And that is something that I do. As soon as we all get bad days, I have bad days where I don't feel like doing anything. But I'll open up my diary, go to write that sentence, and I've never ever finished the sentence. I will close the diary and I will get done the stuff I need to get done that I'm putting off, or the stuff I need to get done to get that breakthrough. As I say, it's harsh, but it works 100% of the time.
How that you got me with that one. I'm serious. I'm like, wow, right in the head. Like, oh my gosh. Like I'm right there with you. I don't think I could ever even write that down. Like today, I'm just not willing to work for my family, for my kids. I'm just no, that's harsh. That is harsh, but I can see it. I can see how that would give you a kick in the pants, slap in the face, get you back to work for sure.
Definitely. That's why it's funny. We need that slap sometimes. And maybe it's just me coming from that aggressive background. I don't know. But to me, it's all about impact. I mean, it's like, hey, come on. Like, we all need that shake sometimes. Like, listen, come on. Like, we need you. This world needs you. Like, we're all here to offer something. If you're not out giving your best today, you're being a bit selfish, because there's either people waiting to hear from you, or there's people who need you, and you're not showing up. And once you position yourself as that authority figure, that person like, hey, I'm here, I'm giving value, I'm going to change lives, then why, like, if that's what you want to do, and that is what you're passionate about, that's what you love, that's what your drive, your ambition is, then why would you want to take a day off anyway? You know, and then the fact that you can get paid for these things as well, it's insane. I mean, this what I do now, I would do this if I didn't get paid. Like I would still do my blogs, I would still do my videos, because I love what I do that much. And I think that is like literally that sentence is something that has installed that in me. Like, show up every single day, no matter what, because it's not just you who's relying on you. I mean, the moment you're feeling sorry for yourself, that's great, but there's other people relying on you as well. And there's other people who need you, and that's something that I like to install from day one.
That's awesome. I love that. Matthew, we're coming up right on an hour right now. I realize it's probably really close to 3 a.m. there.
It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm awake now. I'm ready to go.
I can tell, man. You're a fireball. I love that. You're definitely hitting that 10x level for sure. So I'm just curious, do you have any parting thoughts or any parting ideas before we go ahead and wrap this up? Just for anybody watching right now, please understand these replay. We don't really do replays, to be perfectly honest. You either catch it live or you come to one of us personally and ask. So if you're watching this right now, congratulations, good job. You jumped on, you spent the time with us, you learned some extremely valuable Facebook tips and tricks. This is like Facebook essentials. Like, if you could just do Facebook essentially, like, what do I have to do to actually make it work? This is it. You just caught it. So if you're here, good job. So anything, Scott, before we jump off?
No, everything was spot on. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate the fact that you came on, and we look forward to seeing you in the next Live the Dream for sure, and seeing you walk across the stage.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the dream, man. But great to, obviously, I really appreciate the opportunity, and I hope more than anything that the people listening got value, because that's the main thing. Impact as many people as we can. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, that's going to do it then tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate having you here. If you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, which you should be, because that's the only place we play it, off to the side of this hangout, of this play, you're going to see a big yellow button that says, yes, I am ready to get results. Yes, I am ready to finally get results in my business. Go and click that button now. Go click it. You'll have an opportunity to be able to take a $10 test drive, get on the inside of the Influence Tribe, and be able to work with one of us three, wherever you're watching this at. So go check it out, and we will be talking to you real soon. Got to go, and good night for now, folks.